But it's only continued to spread, Democrats leaving the Democrat Party. It's only continued to spread due to the fine work of Brandon Strzok and those who join him in the walkaway movement that has taken the nation by storm. Our next speaker, whom I've been working with for the last few months as a part of a nationwide group known as United for Trump 2020, is a member of the Walkaway campaign and has accomplished some fantastic achievements with the organization as of late. She is a lifelong resident of Connecticut and lives in neighboring Plainville with her husband, David, and she is here today to share her Walkaway story. Walkaway is a true grassroots campaign started by Brandon Strzok, made up of more than 500,000 people who have walked away from the Democrat Party. In addition to volunteering on Walkaway events, she was endorsed by the Plainville, Connecticut RTC as a candidate for the Board of Education. She won a primary this month and will proceed to the municipal election in November. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rachel Buchanan.
Hello, everybody. Sean, that was a wonderful welcome. And for those of you who don't know Sean, he traveled from Long Island today to be with us. So I thank you so much, Sean, for doing that. Let's give him a round of applause for emceeing our event today. I'll tell you a really quick cool story about how I've come to be part of this group. Through activism, starting online, I think one of the speakers spoke about this earlier. I'm actually meeting Sean today for the first time in person, but we have worked on many grassroots movements together. So through being connected on Facebook and speaking out, that was a way to make the connections that I have here today. Lisa, who was also a walkaway, connected me with James, who brought us together with Sean, and we have now been part of 3 grassroots movements together, and we keep growing and growing. So I just want to take note that if you think you're just one person and who are you to come out and speak, you are a citizen of the United States, and the voice that we have and our personal story is worthy of sharing, because you never know who's listening and who might hear it and who you might connect with. So I just wanted to thank the organizers of this event. Valerie, for your dedication and effort. What a beautiful place for us to be today, all of these incredible patriots. So thank you so much, everyone, for putting us together in this place today. So thank you so much. I really appreciate all of you. I'm nervous, so bear with me. Can I take this off? Okay. I won't break it. So, as it was mentioned before, I was asked here today to share my hashtag walkaway story. For those of you who might not know what hashtag walkaway is, I'll just give you a brief background. Hashtag walkaway is a grassroots movement that was started by a gentleman by the name of Brandon Strzok. Brandon was raised in Nebraska, conservative area, but moved in his early years to Manhattan, where he is a hairdresser. Brandon was a true liberal. He voted for Hillary Clinton, and when she won, he was on social media asking, why? What will we do now? The country has been destroyed. This evil man is in office. He mocked a disabled reporter. I need to hold all of you Trump voters accountable for your actions, and I need someone, and I demand that someone explain to me how you could vote for this man. So he's putting this out on social media because he is fully devastated at Donald Trump's election. Luckily, one of his babysitters from back home in Nebraska sent him privately a compilation of a video that had been put together called Debunking Donald Trump Mocking a Disabled Reporter. If you haven't seen this, check it out. It's Donald Trump doing the same exact hand gestures and the voice and the whole thing that he did when he mocked the disabled reporter about 5 or 6 different people. But it wasn't mocking a disability, it was mocking someone who had lied or had deceived. So Brandon gets sent this video. Here he is sitting in Manhattan. I want you to picture it. Manhattan hairdresser, okay? Liberal as liberal can be. He's watching this video, and as he describes it, it's very powerful because he sees it, He has to watch it a couple times, but there's a moment, I mean, for those of you who were never a liberal before, it's a very painful, disorientating experience, because when you see it before your eyes, but you believe something else in your heart and mind, it's like our programming is, you know, we literally like deprogram. It's like a glitch that happens. So Brandon went to bed glitching that night and woke up the next morning and said, okay, you know what? Donald Trump is evil. This can't be true. He watches the video again, and there it is, the truth. He wasn't mocking a disabled reporter. He was mocking a liar. The Band-Aid was ripped off. So Brandon took action, and he made another video. It was a professional video this time. And he wrote down all of the reasons why he decided that he needed to speak out about why he was leaving liberalism. He saw the truth right in front of his eyes and had to speak out to others. So he made a 6-minute video. If you haven't seen it, please check it out on YouTube. It's the original #walkaway video. And Brandon talks about how he left and why he left. He walked away from identity politics. He walked away from hate. He walked away from bigotry. He walked away from fake news. And he called out to other people. He said, if I feel this way, others might feel this way too. So if you're out there, Democrat liberals, and you feel like you've been lied and manipulated too as well, make your own video testimonial and share your #walkaway story. That was May of 2018. Since then, across all social media platforms we have that we know of, 500,000, 500,000 walkaway participants. 500,000. Let that set in. Those are just the ones that talk out and participate. These aren't the friends. These aren't the watchers. We have marched on DC. We have held minority-related town hall style events for the LGBT community, the Black community. We're having a women's town hall event coming up in Nashville. And Brandon is starting a college tour this summer as well to get out to our young people to have a conversation with them. When we talk about walking away, this isn't about political affiliation. This isn't about Democrat. This isn't about being a Republican. This isn't independent, unaffiliated, conservative. This is about being an American and standing in truth and reality. I had the pleasure of being at Trinity College here in Connecticut, where Brandon came to speak. It was a very small, intimate event, so awesome. The Young Republicans hosted him. An opposing group on campus came to the event. It was a Hispanic group on campus. There had been some type of beef between the two groups. So instead of protesting, the group came to the event to hear what Brandon had to say. It was clear that, you know, they weren't there in support. I watched these two groups talk to one another after the event. They sat and had a conversation, a debate. There were some arguments, there were some tears, there were feelings. But once they were able to get past all of that emotion, they realized that there had just been a miscommunication between the two groups on campus. I left that. I was just there to volunteer, help set up a table, you know, be a walkaway volunteer. But luckily, I got to witness something very important. Our young people do want to talk to one another. They are open. Do not discount them. And when I left, it was the two groups shaking hands and planning to do an event together. They didn't agree with everything. There was still, the beef was settled, but there was, you know, they were not on the same page, but they were willing to go out together and present the pages. And that's what I feel compelled to do, is talk about the truth. I'm just one person. I am not a political expert. The only thing that I'm an expert in is standing in my own truth and getting out from behind the keyboard. So my personal #walkaway story happened a year before walkaway became a thing. So I guess I'm technically a walk with. So I'll just give you a quick high-level overview of what that looked like. I get emotional about it because it's been, sorry. Sorry, it's been a lot. So leading up to the 2016 election, I knew that something had changed. The 10 years before the election, I did not pay attention to what was going on. I made a fatal mistake to trust that the people that we voted into office actually had our back. So during this time, I actually lived here in this beautiful town of Southington with my husband and my stepdaughter, very involved in Strong Elementary School and her PTO, and I was coaching competitive cheerleading, which was a full-time job, and I had my sights set on my family, and I was trusting the process. I knew we had a constitution to protect us, all was well, right? Well, here come the two candidates. There used to be this, I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you've seen it, there's so much online, but there was this meme, and it was 2 yard signs, and one said nope and noper. Okay, that was me. I was the nope and noper girl. So I made a decision as a 25-year registered Democrat that the party affiliation was irrelevant. I needed to understand who and what I was voting for. I needed to know exactly what was going on. So every night after my family went to bed, I did my due diligence and I studied both candidates. Started with Hillary. I'm not going to get into that because I won't waste any more time or breath on her. We can come back to here when they put her in cuffs, and then we can have that celebration. But what I'll let you know is that my research came to hardline no. So to be fair, because people who really want to see truth have to be fair and balanced, so I had to do as much research on Donald Trump. Now, I'm 45 years old, huge fan of hip-hop, and so Donald Trump was the guy in all the hip-hop videos. So I'm like, okay, so, all right, he's the guy in television. But when I went in deeper, he had been very consistent in another message. There was another piece of Donald Trump that I didn't know about. He was a patriot. He had been offering solutions for the last 30 years on how to help and protect our nation. People asked him, he cared. So I was very interested in that. So fast forward to the election day. Lifelong registered Democrat, good Democrat too. Inclusion and diversity trainer. I mean, I won't even go down, but I was a good Democrat. The only time I voted, broke the party line, was at the local level. Straight blue. I walk in, we use a little Sharpie in Plainville. My hand was shaking. I really felt like I was going to throw up and the whole world was spinning, and I said, oh my God. I didn't know until I got in there what was going to happen. And with shaking marker, I voted for Donald J. Trump. I came out and called my husband and was like, you're never going to believe what I just did. And he was like, I know what you just did because you're smart. When you see truth, you can't unsee it. Brandon, the founder of the Walk Away campaign, has said this numerous times. And for those of us who had been part of the problem, because I was part of the problem, when you see it, you can't unsee it. And one of two things happens in that moment. When we're all here to support and defend our Constitution and our voting rights, but to do that, we have to understand the other side. The other side believes just as strongly as we do that they're correct. You need to really, really get this. But they don't believe it on anything based below a surface level. Now, I'm going to admit something here today. I worked on Ned Lamont's, I'm coming out fully. I worked on Ned Lamont's first gubernatorial campaign. Thank you. I left work and I made phone calls for Ned Lamont. And if you asked me then, if one person had taken the time to say, Rachel, why are you spending your time doing that? I honestly would not have been able to give you an answer based in any specifics. I was just being a good Democrat. So when you see it, you can't unsee it. So today, how I've decided to spend our time, I'm certainly not the one to educate you on the United States Constitution. We have an amazing panel of speakers that have done that. But what I can tell you is two things happen when you see the truth with liberals. Your programming either malfunctions and you have to reject the truth and hang on to the fluff, orange man bad. You just have to hang on and reject it. Or you have to sit in a really hard moment of accountability. And this happened to me one day. I found Brandon's video online because my researching never stopped. I never quit. I still kept going down the rabbit hole because I had so much to learn. They didn't teach it to me in school. I went back, God, now I'm back like 300 years, but I went backwards in time in our history to have to understand how we got here today. When I saw Brandon's video, there's moments that change you, and I thought, oh my God, I'm not alone, I'm not crazy, and I found a tribe of like-minded people who were going through the same experience, because your whole world changes. It feels like someone just pulls the rug right out from underneath you, and everything that you thought was true, it just wasn't. So you have to go through a series of emotions. I've been lied to, I've been manipulated. Someone did this to me on purpose. I have been used as I was used as an inclusion and diversity trainer. I was used because I had a good heart and had emotional feelings about things and just wanted the world to be a nice, great, lovely place. When I saw Brandon's video, it brought me literally to my knees, and I said a prayer, and I knew in that moment, it was so powerful, I was by myself, and I knew in that moment that I would die for this country, defending it, no matter what that looked like. I'm not a soldier, I am just an American using my voice, and I will stand and defend it in any way possible, even if that means standing out here and exposing myself, even if that means walking around Stop and Shop with a Trump hat on my head, and my pharmacist asking me if he could rip the hat off my head and burn it. I have to think when I'm walking around with my niece and her friends, should I put a Trump hat on? Am I jeopardizing their safety? These are not things that we should have to think. When Obama was in office, how many of you were out getting outrageous and trying to attack your neighbor? You suffered in silence, or you suffered with one another. Now, this is something that I have to share with you because it's very important. We have to come out from behind the keyboards. Conservatives are very polite. You know what? I kind of learned that I've secretly been a conservative my whole life. I say the left left me. I didn't change. I changed in the normal amount that people do through age, and younger people are more liberal. There was the natural progression of things that happened as well. But I really didn't change. I can look at what's presented in front of me, regardless of who's presenting it, find out if it's true, and base my decision based on that. Not based on somebody's last name or an emotional response. And I just wanted to come out here today and let all of you know that there are 500,000 of us out here using our voices, admitting we were part of the problem, and we are coming up with solutions. Now, what are we walking to? Freedom. We're walking to maintain our freedom. We are walking to the fundamental concepts that our country was built upon. We're not going somewhere new. It feels new. But actually, in my research and due diligence and learning my history, we are just preserving what we have. One of the things that I noticed, I've been a coach, not any longer, I haven't coached in the last year or two, but working with young people and staying in touch with them and watching what they post on social media. They are hungry for information, but we have to think about who's giving them the information. Where are they getting the information? There's a difference between being polite and aggressive. We don't have to act like we don't have to be extremist and insane. I've learned, because I got preachy, for the first year, it was hardcore typing on the keyboard, and, you gotta spread, now I know everybody needs to know. But I've really brought it back and remembered, I was the problem. I was that person. So now I've learned to ask questions. That's an interesting post. Can you explain why you feel that way? Oh, is that true? What are you basing that upon? So with our young people, we need to remember to have the conversation, but there's a way to do it. And I think everyone here today understands that and the importance of it. I want to let you know that the #WalkAway campaign is going to be working relentlessly between now and the 2020 election. Brandon Straka actually had the privilege of opening up at Trump's Cincinnati rally, and it was just amazing. He has been on Lara's Trump show many times, and That core team of people, I just want to let you know, those volunteers, Brandon doesn't get paid. He is full grassroots on donations to support his efforts. That man is in a different place every single day, doing about 6 different things to ensure the preservation of our Constitution. Please check out the #WalkAway campaign. Come to our table, get a button, represent, make a donation, please, to continue our efforts. I'm working with the special events team now. I'm so excited for #WalkAway, and it's volunteerism that is a full-time job. If anyone wants to participate or get more involved, I would love to hear from you, because we need all the help we can get. I can sit here and say that, but at the end of the day, what is 4 more years? Donald Trump is a speed bump to something very serious on the other side. We really, really have to get honest about what might happen if someone else besides him gets into office right now, and what that will look like for us. So what #WalkAway did for me was reinforce what I knew in my heart after doing my research, which was I will defend my country. I love it. That's not a bad thing. I will not be tricked into thinking that I'm of mixed race, and I've been called a KKK Klan lady, real talk. My childhood best friend, my best friend from childhood unfriended me on Facebook. Come on now. It is a very emotional experience when you walk away, but I have landed on solid ground thanks to all of the patriots like you, and I will not be stopped, and I will not shut up, and I am now running for my first local office in Plainville. Sean mentioned. I'm so excited. I was endorsed by the Plainville Republican Town Committee, which was fabulous, and I'm so grateful. An amazing group of people there. And I had a primary by an excellent candidate who I have come to like and respect very much, and going on to the municipal election. This changed things for me, though, because now I feel like I have to modify how I talk, and nope, not gonna happen. I am not asking anyone to walk away from Democrats. I did personally, because I personally am a conservative in my heart. I just didn't know it. But no one has to walk away from the Democrat Party. How about this? How about a Democrat stand up and take back your party? Why is no one doing this? Why is there not one candidate as a Democrat that you could say, that person? Not one. So I would like to just let folks know this isn't about pulling people, from Democrat to Republican. It's about coming back to center, getting real, being honest, and talking about the truth and reality, and standing side by side as Americans saying enough is enough. We are going to take back our country. So that is my #WalkAway story. Please check out the campaign. See me at the table. If you have any questions, I am welcome to answer. And my name is Rachel Buchanan. I was part of the problem, and I'm here to be part of the solution. Thank you so much for your time.